Welcome back to Lorcana Hobbyist episode 4. I'm the Hobbyist Novice, co-host, the Lorcana curator himself, Cameron. Cameron, how you doing tonight?
Oh, fantastic as always.
I think some stuff happened today. Some stuff was announced. We are recording
Did it?
this just hours after Lorecast. So, Cameron, what do you want to talk about today?
Oh, Shimmering Fates. Shimmering Skies, Shimmering
Is
Skies.
that
I
a
said the wrong
Freudian
name.
slip? That's a Pokemon name.
Yeah, it sure is. Shimmering Skies is the next set
Shimmering
five.
Skies. Yeah, set 5. All right, well, right off the bat, before we even get into the cards themselves, what did you think of the new format of the Lorecast?
It was fun. I really liked Ryan opening the pack of cards for himself and not turning it to the camera. That was pretty great. And I very much want his giant oversized cards. Like
Oh my God, yes.
I need those.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I don't know if you call it like in the background, you had like the giant enchanted Elsa and stuff
Mm-hmm.
too. That would be cool. Good.
And some of those signages, like
Yes.
I want his office.
Can we talk about how much merch potential Lorcana has between the challenges, like the shirts, the hats, these awesome posters or whatever they were that he had on his wall?
I'm telling you, I'd buy every single one of them too.
Literally, I don't, it's time to get that stuff out there. It looks so good. And I think what's crazy too, like not to get too off tangent, but like seeing like the hats and the shirts, I feel like no one even went for those on the prize walls. And everyone's just like saying, please sell them.
Yeah, yeah, because I absolutely would have bought one.
The hats
I
look
would have
great.
bought two or three, honestly.
I know. And I feel like you haven't seen any of those out there. I don't know. Maybe one day. All right, let's get back to Shimmering Skies.
All right,
So we
Shimmering
had
Skies.
big announcements today, Shimmering Skies, Step 5. Off the bat, were you taken aback by the name at all? What did you think of the name itself?
I mean, it's reminiscent of Pokemon, but it's the set where they have the gateway product. So I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense to draw off some of those familiar things from other card games to try to draw people in.
Hmm. I was definitely hoping for the second chapter. I mean,
Yeah.
I just feel like for the reset, it just sounds so good. It's like, okay, here's the first chapter. We have our 3 subsequent sets. We beat the big bad. Now we're going to reset. What's the next chapter? I don't know. I just feel like they had that set up to be so cool. And they already talked about like having this set up for 10 years. So 10 chapters. I don't know. It sounded like it was perfect. So I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, another chapter would have been a good bookend. But it's the way the cookie crumbles.
It is the way the cookie crumbles. So what did you think of the whole premise of it? Now you can read it. I have a couple of sheets here. So in Shimmering Skies, the realm of Lorcana holds a great festival to celebrate its recent victory over Ursula, achieved in the previous set, Ursula's return. While most of Lorcana participates in the vibrant, fun-filled activities, a new mystery begins as our illumineers search for a way to repair the worsening damage the Ursula glimmer caused to the great illuminary. What do you think of the background of it?
I think it's fun. I think it's fun to have a nice, vibrant set where we're just, all right, we defeated Ursula. Let's celebrate. Let's have a food fight. Let's have a carnival. Let's throw them some darts at balloons. It's fun.
Hey, and the trailer they put out for it was really cool too. It was nice,
Mm-hmm.
like you saw like the whole party, and then things just went awry of sorts. But the trailer was really cool. So we get our first glimpse of this. Does release on August 9th at not just local gaming shops, but Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, Disney Store Times Square, Disney Store Dublin, and Disney Store Oxford retail locations. Then we get the mass retail at August 23rd as well, and on DisneyStore.com. So yeah, coming soon for sure. I mean, it feels like Ursula's Return just released, and here we are just a couple weeks later already talking about the next set.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it or not, but Best Buy had it up for pre-orders like
Yes.
immediately after. I
Yeah,
got
and
a
I was
trove just because I want an extra
I
trove,
know,
but
and I was super solid because like my buddy texted me a link. It's like they're up, and I'm like, "What's up?" I didn't even think like this would be up yet.
yeah, I didn't think about it either. Like I clicked on it and just I wanted a trove.
I know the Trove. I'm like, and then I went instantly back. I clicked the link. I'm like, all right, I'll order some stuff after my meeting. I go back, the playmats were already gone, which is the only thing I
Mm.
was probably gonna get because I feel like those are the only things that are super hard to get right now. But yeah, those went quick. Everything else I think is still up there though.
All right. When I go to Disney Springs, I'll keep it in mind because normally they're not hard to get there if I go early enough.
Yeah, well, that's true. And I'm salt because I'm going to be in California the week after release. I'm missing D23 by a week. Not that I could have gotten
Oof,
tickets, but still,
true.
right? Yeah, right around there. But yeah, I mean, it is exciting, interesting timing too at D23. So I wonder if we're gonna have like a super big kind of release thing going on at D23 this year. Who knows?
I can imagine. They confirmed that it's not going to be at Gen Con. Gen Con is the week ahead. So no early set 5 for Gen Con. Gen Con is set 4 only.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was kind of surprised by that too. I know a lot of people were expecting because it's also, I don't know if anyone's seen, but there is a gigantic presence of events during Gen Con. So I was kind of shocked to see that.
Yeah, Gen Con last year was huge, but I mean, it was the launch of Lorcana. Like, that
Right.
was what made Gen Con last year.
No, absolutely. And just seemed like endless events. And I don't know if they all sold out, but I know a lot of them were going quick yesterday. And I thought I saw
Yeah,
it
it
too
looked
where
like
they were,
most of them were.
yeah, they were going super quick. But it was cool because they put so many out. I mean, we haven't really seen that yet. I mean, even on the Lorcana challenges for the side events, we see nothing like that.
Mm. It was interesting that you were only allowed to register for each event type once. Like, you could only do one constructed, one sealed, one. Like, it seems like a weird format because like if I had gone to Gen Con, I would be disappointed because like Lorcana would be the only thing that I would go to Gen Con for.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm not going to Gen Con, so I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. So is it just one event you can sign up for constructor for the entire 3 or 4 days, whatever it is, or is it just once per
Yeah,
day?
it's no, it's one event of each event type total is what it was. So
Oh,
which
that's
is which
weird.
is
Yeah.
kind of weird. Because like if you want to do sealed, you would want to do sealed like the entire time. Like that would be my thing,
Yeah.
is I would want to go and just do a bunch of drafts as opposed to like doing one draft and then one constructed and then one multiplayer and then one starter deck thing. Like it just seems like a weird system.
Yeah, that is
But you
weird,
do you
especially
do
multiple
also get
days.
a promo with each event as well, though. They didn't say
Okay,
what promo it was, but you get one with each.
that's cool. 'Cause I was kind of wondering too, like, are they going to bring some type of prize vault to this, or is it just going to be literally, just playing?
They did show off that one mat
Oh
that
yeah,
had the 6 characters on it. I know
right.
I can't remember what 6 characters off the top of my head, but I would assume that that mat would be there, and that would be what they're playing for because they played for a similar mat last year.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. They do something like that. So I was kind of hoping because I know when they talk about the Lorcana challenges and there's like a lot of complaints like, oh, there's nothing in the Northeast, there's nothing in California. They talk about doing like extra side events in different areas. I think we might have even touched on it last episode. So I was kind of wondering, like, is stuff like Gen Con, maybe stuff like Pact Unplugged going to be those extra side events, or maybe there will be a prize wall? I mean, I guess it's still possible, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It seems like they're gonna have significantly less of a presence at Gen Con, and they're gonna
Yeah.
be more all in on D23.
Yeah, I mean, that does make sense too. I mean,
Yeah,
being the home of Disney and stuff. It would actually, honestly, to me, be cool to see them start embracing that a bit more. I feel like we're not getting that super embracement so far, and it would be nice to see that.
yeah, I agree. I'd love if it actually comes to the parks this time. The fact sheet says that it's coming to the parks, as opposed to Disney Springs, but that's kind of what it's always said.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah, and there's just so many good places to even just play in parks. Like, I don't know if anyone's familiar with Epcot. They just built this whole new area with tons of seating, tons of tables. They got some shade. That would be a perfect place to just go play Lorcana during the day. Go to
Mhm.
Connect. I mean, yeah, I would love to see that integration.
I would love that too. Like it's just Disney is the place that I want to interact with Disney stuff.
Right.
Disney World, I want to play in the parks, but I haven't gotten that opportunity yet.
I know. And I mean, I kind of like when Lorcana, we're gonna totally go off on a tangent here, but like when Lorcana was first announced, this was just a little bit after Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom was like put away. for good.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, this is at first me and my wife were like, oh, maybe this is like replacing Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, having no idea what Lorcana was at the time. So yeah, I mean, to me, it just seems like just replay, just put it in there. I think it would do so well.
Yeah, if there was any kind of like interactivity like there was with sorcerers, I would just be over the moon. Like I would buy a pack every single time I go to a
Right?
park, like just to play around with. Like I miss sorcerers so much.
It was so good. And then anytime you went to one of the parties, the Christmas party, the Halloween party, you got like a special promo card. It was so cool. And there is so much opportunity there to continue that tradition of sorts with Lorcana.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Yep.
Wishful thinking, just putting it out there in the universe. But hey. So,
Put the vibes out there. And while we're
yeah.
at it, I'm gonna put in let's get a figment card. I want
Oh my
figment on a
God.
card, please.
Yes.
Or orange bird. I'll take them. I'll take either.
Bloodborne Orange Bird would be amazing.
Yes.
Bloodborne and Figment would probably be crazy. But I would
Oh,
love to see it.
100%.
Oh yeah, I mean those and Oswald. I mean, I don't even want to get in Darkwing Duck. We'll stick with the parks characters, but yeah. But I mean, yeah. So Shimmering Skies was announced. Go back.
Back on task. All right.
Um, all right, so we got our products. So we're gonna get two different starter decks here. We have an Amethyst and Ruby deck featuring Elsa and Wreck-It Ralph on the cover, an Emerald and Steel deck with Kronk, which I was kind of surprised about by Nicholas Cole, and a Scar. What did you think of the two starter decks from what we know about them so far?
They look fun. We did have a steel cronk in the other starter deck. I don't remember which
Yeah.
one that was. That was that the purple one?
Bloodborne?
I
I don't remember offhand, but I think you're right.
Yeah. Anyways, so I'm excited to see the return of Kronk. I'm very excited to see the return of Wreck It Ralph.
Mhm.
They are getting a lot of representation, especially in
Yes.
Ruby. Those Ruby racers are speeding in.
Yeah, I think the decks look fun. I love the art of Elsa in this one. It looks so different from anything we've ever seen too so
Oh
far.
yeah.
So super cool with that. And then yeah, Ralph is someone that I know everyone's been clamoring about since we got that one card pick a fight. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so now we're gonna get the whole everything. Maybe we'll see some King Candy in there. That would be kind of cool to see too. So I'm curious to
Mm-hmm.
see what all they do with Wreck-It Ralph. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. What do you think about the coloring pairings? Another Ruby Amethyst deck.
Yeah, it's interesting that they went Ruby Amethyst and then Emerald Steel.
Yeah,
They're
it's like
just
the
like,
meta
oh, you
and
want
Steel.
meta?
Yeah,
Here's meta.
I was
Very
surprised by
interesting,
that.
very fun.
One time I just loved to see them do two colors that you literally just like never hear about together at all. That would have been
Hmm.
cool. Just kind of try and build another meta of sorts, but I digress. We got our booster packs, of course. Nothing really changing there. I know there were some people hoping like maybe we'll get a different type of rarity or I don't know. One day maybe.
Well, with the way that the set is set up naming wise, the numbers are all kinds of off. Who knows? We
It's
could get
true.
some new rarities.
No, that would be cool. And I don't know. I know we talked about Pokemon a little bit ago, but you do have like those cool different rarities in Pokemon.
Hmm.
Like even like those side sets within the set. So like if you're
Hmm.
familiar with Pokemon, they have trainer galleries and stuff like that. Something like that that's kind of like a set within the set, enchanted aside, that are just a little bit easier and more affordable to collect would be super cool.
Yeah, I want more variety in packs because as it is, I entirely skip my common and uncommons, go
Yeah,
straight for the rare and aboves. Like especially like after I open my first box, it's just okay. What am I still missing?
right. Yeah, no, completely. And I feel like I've gone the same way where it's like, all right, that first box, even maybe like the first trove or two, I'm like, all right, great, got it, got it, got it. And then it just comes to, okay, let's just see. We got an enchanted at this
Exactly.
point. But yeah, no, I completely agree. Then we got our trove. What do you think about the trove? I know there's one big thing we were both talking about earlier with the trove.
I always love the troves. The troves are my favorite part.
Me too. Yeah.
Blessings, blessings for the return of the ink colored dividers. I don't need any more rarity ones, please, ever again. Thank you.
Yeah, I know we talked about that before too, but yeah, I mean, you got to assume this is printed way before anyone really had anything to say about the last set, but I know a lot of people are talking about that. no one really sorts that way. I mean, maybe some do, but I don't know. It was kind of odd. But yeah,
I mean,
very happy to
maybe.
see that back.
Yeah, very, very happy. The dice are not green like there was some
No, I know.
speculation on, but they are cool looking. Very
Hmm.
shiny, very shimmery.
Yeah, they look really cool. That transparent that Ryan showed off. They look great. Yeah, I'm really
Mhm.
excited for that. Did they show off the lore counter today? I didn't notice that.
It's in one of the resource page
Okay.
things. It does look cool. It's very it's brighter than the last one. I didn't love the Ursula's Return one because it was like pink on purple. It's really hard to see across the table in all honesty, but this one's like white on black. Um, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I mean, Troves are great. I love the art on the Troves. Before we saw anything right away, I saw like the Chef Donald. I got super excited by that. And really cool to see that ends up being a legendary card. So
Mhm.
maybe for the third set in a row, I'm hoping Donald will finally get that enchanted. Has to be it, right? Like, at
Finally,
what point?
hopefully.
I don't know. I'll hope. We'll see what happens. And for the card sleeves and the deck cases, we go back to the older sets too. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm so pumped for the blank card backs. The just like generic Lorcana symbol
Hmm.
card backs. I feel like a lot of people missed those, but I am pumped for that because I have a set that I bought elsewhere that are not great, and not that the sleeves from that are made by Lorcana are particularly great either. You still need
Yeah.
oversleeves, but they're at least better than what I had for the other ones. Because I love the way that the card backs look. And I'm glad that they're making those sleeves. Like that was one of the highly requested things, and I'm glad they're finally doing it.
I didn't even see this. So was that what they were playing with today? Because all I saw was the Aladdin and the Tiana stuff.
Maybe I would, like I said, most people missed it, but it was part of that. Let me see if I can find it in the
Yeah, 'cause
stuff.
they went back to well, from what I saw. Anyway. Oh, there you
I
go.
don't I don't know if you can see it there, but it's
Oh
the
yeah.
one on the end. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I did not even catch that. That's actually great. Yeah, I
yeah.
didn't even see that. No, that's awesome. I'm glad they did it actually. Because at first I'm like, what are you talking about? No, that's awesome. Yeah, because then the other stuff. So we got Aladdin, and then Tiana from Floodborne. What did you think about them not using the current set for the sleeves, the deck boxes, and even the mats?
That's fine. I mean, as long as they go back for stuff eventually, because it's like I like when they do. I'm a speculation guy, so I was always a fan of when they showed off the Gargoyle Beast and Pooh mats before we knew what the cards were, so you get to like speculate and guess on
Yeah.
how great those cards are going to be. Turns out they're both pretty mid, but they look great. And that's one thing that I kind of miss is they've taken a bit of speculation stuff out. Like they used to have the deck lists for the starter decks on the side of the starter
Yeah.
decks, and you could kind of like we were in a crazy group where the tinfoil hat wearers that would squint at the blurs on the side of the marketing kit stuff for the starter decks, and they took that away, and that's some of the things that I really miss actually.
Yeah, no,
And
I hear you.
I would kind of like the return of that. So like I wouldn't complain if they brought back playmats and card sleeves and deck boxes from the set that we're currently in, just because that gives us a bit of more chance of speculating on things and
Yeah.
guessing, because that's a really fun part of the reveal season for me. Um, but I do like the choices that they're making. I mean, I love that Aladdin art. I love the Tiana art. I love the Belle art. I love the look at this family art. Like it's all beautiful. I need that Belle one. It's
Yes.
really cool looking.
Yeah, that
Um,
was one of my favorite from this past set.
but I mean, they're making great choices. All of those, everything that they've chosen. I mean, given I don't think that they could have made a bad choice. Like
Yeah.
there's not been an art that I've seen that I've been like, ew. Like all of them are just like, oh my god, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and that Aladdin card from Nicholas Cole was one of my favorites from set one. So I was actually really excited to see that pop up in the sleeves and the deck boxes. So I am super excited to get those. I am very excited for the nine pocket card portfolios.
Mhm.
I've been saying like I never understood why they did the four card portfolio at all, and then we didn't get anything for three sets, four sets. But yeah, I mean this is awesome. And now we're gonna have a portfolio, two different portfolios, one with the Lorcana card back, and then one which is kind of like a whole bunch of Nicholas Cole art between Aladdin, Maleficent, Simba, Moana, Sorcerer Mickey, and Cruella de Vil. So I'm really excited for those too. And the portfolios are nice. So they have the back, the black inserts too. So I'm
It's
pumped for
it's
those.
it's interesting. I just noticed that it's the starter deck cards from set one, except for that Maleficent. It should be
Yeah.
Aurora Dreaming Guardian. Was Aurora Dreaming Guardian Nicholas Cole though? Maybe that was the.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
I didn't think so either. That must have been why they chose that Maleficent. I mean, good choices. They're all
Yeah, no,
beautiful
absolutely.
cards. That's the reason they were on the starter decks.
So, I'm really
I
surprised
think
Brave Little Taylor's not on there though.
yeah, that is surprising. I do like that Aladdin though. I mean, that Aladdin is
Mhm.
pretty cool. Oh, it's probably because they had the Sorcerer Mickey.
True, that makes sense.
Um, that's I'm definitely getting one of those, and then I'm just gonna have Nicholas Cole sign a bunch of my cards in Miami,
Yes.
and I'm just gonna keep like that Nicholas Cole binder as a separate thing, and just like that's where all my Nicholas Cole signatures are.
Yeah, absolutely. He has so many good cards, and it seems like we're gonna get more Nicholas Cole cards in this set too.
Mhm.
At least with the Kronk. I think Kronk's all we saw so far from him, right? I don't remember
Um,
anything else coming from him
I know
yet.
it was only one.
Yeah,
I think.
because I know he showed the Kronk off earlier today too. So I think it's just him. I'm sure
Yeah.
hopefully there'll be more. And then yeah, like you were saying, the play mats, we get that bell, which was amazing. And then of course we got
Mhm.
the family magical too. So yeah, super excited for those two as well. They've been doing really good with the playmats. I feel like they have not had just like one amazing playmat so far.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, just all of them are so fantastic. Like I couldn't pick a favorite, I don't think.
Yeah, and then going through the cards themselves. So we got two legendaries today. Just two, I think, right? We got Merlin and we got Donald Duck, Chef Donald. Do you remember Donald's actual name in there?
Let me look real quick.
Pie
Pie Slinger.
Slinger. Wasn't it something, didn't they call him like a knight? It was some type of weird wording under him, I
He
thought.
has the night tag.
Yeah, that's what I was
Floodborn
really,
Hero Knight.
I thought that was very interesting as a Chef Pie Slinger.
Yeah, that's I mean, he does have the whisk as like his sword, and he's wearing like a pan as like armor, so I guess Knight.
And
There
then
was
we
a new
got,
tag on the racers for it is just racer for the racers from Wreck-It Ralph, which is interesting as well. I don't think I noticed any other new keywords though.
yeah, and then just looking over at Merlin, Floodborn. I actually, do we ever have Mentor before?
Yeah, plenty
We
of
did?
mentors.
Okay.
Yeah, so far there's been zero synergy with it, but
No,
I
that's
know
probably
there are
annoying.
some people that have been looking for mentor synergy for a while.
Gotcha. And then we got, yeah, so that's Merlin, Intellectual Visionary, Floodborn, Mentor, and Sorcerer. That card seems pretty good too. It is a six
Yeah,
cost, uninkable, but it is a shift five. And when you play this character, if you use shift to play him, you may search your deck for any card. Put that card into your hand and shuffle your deck. That is pretty powerful.
yeah. Searching any card, that's that's insane. Like you search for exactly what you need when you need it.
Yeah, yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see how it's played out. The Donald Duck card is pretty great too. I don't have that one in front of me right now, but I remember if your opponent has 10 lore, then it's like he gets plus six willpower, I believe. I forget if it's plus six willpower or plus six defense, but it was pretty
Mhm.
powerful the way it came out to be.
Plus trend strength.
Okay. So yeah, I mean that's pretty awesome. And I think was he a five?
Yeah,
Was it five shift?
five shift four.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, I mean, now we got three sets in a row where Donald has a legendary.
Yeah, he
It's
is a
time for the
legendary guy.
Enchanted. Yes. Just had his 90th birthday. Very
Yeah.
excited for him. And yeah, this is probably, I don't know, I really did love the last Pirate Donald card, but I
Mhm.
do love this card a lot too.
Yeah, same. I would like to see the rest of the cast in chef uniforms as well.
Yes. Yeah, I know we were
Like
talking
I,
about that earlier.
I need a Chef Mickey in my life.
Yes. I just might just bring out the whole Chef Mickey crew. You got Chef
Hmm.
Donald, Chef Goofy, Chef Minnie.
Perfect
Who did
time to
are there
reveal
again?
Chef Rizzo. Give me that teaser.
That would be cool. I would love to see the Muppets in this set at
Oh
some
yeah.
point.
There are a
Oh my
lot of
God.
people that are not wanting Muppets because they're afraid of the art style of integrating
Mm.
live action stuff in. But I also would love some Muppet cards.
Yeah, that would be super cool. I
Hmm.
mean, we can go off on Muppets for like hours probably. I'm this big Muppets fan, so I could
I was
totally.
gonna say this podcast is just gonna devolve into tangents constantly.
That's all right. We're having fun with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right. So now that we've come across this, we have Shimmering Skies just coming out. Not too long from now. It's going to come up quick. We're already weeks away from our first Ursula's Return championships, too. A lot
Hmm.
going on. Chicago just passed also. So I'm really now, I feel like we're already in reveal season. Like, how soon do we start seeing new stuff? You think we're going to start seeing it next week? Tomorrow? Who knows?
I don't know. As the person that keeps tabs on everything for reveals, I am hoping for a little bit more of a break. I'm not like I know people want hype, and I love getting hyped, and I prefer it to be a little bit more spread out, but I would like it more consistently because
Yeah.
it's a lot of work to keep tabs on so many places at so many times. Because you never know when something's just gonna drop all of a sudden, and oh, there's a new card.
Yeah, and it is a lot at once. I mean, I guess that kind of brings it to this too. So, like, I know we talked about this before the release schedule. Do you think it's too much on top of each other at this point? Because now we are in like 2 weeks from really wide release, and here we are already with the next set.
Mm-hmm. I I don't know. I saw a lot of comments today from people on my Instagram that were like, "Wait, how many new sets are we getting in a year?" People not used to the TCG thing of
Yeah,
like it's a train that keeps on going, and you either
right.
get on board or you get out of the way. Um, yeah, it can be a lot, and it can be a lot on top of each other. But I don't know. I think now is a good enough time to reveal the info before it gets leaked because there's nothing worse than
True.
leaks. Like I like seeing things that are leaked, but I hate seeing them leaked. You know, like I
Yeah.
like new info, but I prefer it to be in a way that was intentional.
And that's kind of what I was wondering too. So obviously there were a couple sets ago we had a lot of leaks, and I feel like since then maybe it caused them to kind of speed up some of these announcements where we're
Yeah,
just getting so much at once. Before it was like, okay, here's the name, here's like your starter decks, and maybe like one or card. But today we got like a ton, I feel like.
it was 20 total, is what I
Yeah.
counted.
Yeah, so we got about 10%, I guess, actually, which isn't a lot in the grand scheme. But yeah, I mean, I think the most interesting thing to me today that I was kind of really surprised by too is now we're seeing integration with other Ravensburger games with
Mm-hmm.
Villainous. What were your thoughts on that?
It's interesting. I love that they're doing promos that are alt arts. Because I just love alt arts. Um, I'm not a villainous guy. I never have been, but I've been interested to try. So, you know what? Maybe I'm the target audience for this. Maybe I'm the guy that's like, you know what? I'm into Lorcana. I'm curious about villainous. Maybe I'll pick it up for that promo. Because like the alt art thing is cool. If it were
Yeah.
just a stamp at the bottom, I don't care. Like those don't impress me much. Um, but an alt art, I could go for an alt art.
Yeah, and I think it was smart. I mean, I don't know. I haven't played I think I played Villainous once. But I've never been like super into it. So I was very interested to see that now they're doing this. Because even at the like all the Lorcana challenges and even like PAX Unplugged last year, they really did try and integrate Villainous into like the Lorcana stuff. Whether it be at the
Mm-hmm.
merch table or it seems like now we're having learn and play Villainous right with Lorcana too. So I'm curious if they're thinking more of like the collector here who needs to have every card to have that complete set, or are they thinking of just trying to integrate Lorcana players into another Ravensburger game? Probably both.
Probably both. I would say for every collector that only does Lorcana and only wants the Lorcana card. There's a Villainous person that just wants the new Villainous set
Yeah.
that will then go and like trade away, sell away, give away, whatever that promo because they don't play Lorcana, they don't care about it.
Right.
So I think that it'll even out um as far as those numbers go. But I think it is to try to draw people in because like again, I feel like I'm the target audience for that. Like I'd consider going for it. If I see it around, I see that it's available. Yeah, sure. I'll go for something that has an alt art promo in it. I mean, I'd prefer it if it were like, here's a promo with Moana 2 ticket,
Oh,
because I
that would
think
be
that
cool.
that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Um, but you know what? I could get roped into that.
Yeah, I totally will get roped into it because I am someone who needs to have like the entire like every card. I
Mhm.
don't go so crazy as where I need every foil of every regular card. I try that, it's just too much. But like for something like this where it's like a one-off and it is into the set, I didn't did you notice the numbering on the bottom of that card at all? I didn't even look at that actually. I was curious if that was just an over
It
204 or if it
is
was.
because that was one that was it was one that was seen ahead of time. um, and we at the time we were all curious why it was individually wrapped. It turned out because it was leaked by a board game person and not a Lorcana
Mhm.
person. So that's how
Nice.
it got out there. But it is we knew that it was a set five promo at the time that it was leaked because of the numbering. It is 1/P2, which is like the second round of promos.
Okay.
So it is interesting. They're also missing promo number 25, I think, but they said that it was originally something and then they changed their mind, so they're going to change it to something else. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with those. I'm not sure what's going on with any of the numbering right now. Like none of the numbering makes sense.
Well, let's talk about that because we've heard about glitches today. We've heard about them just completely going rogue. What what do you think's currently going on?
Okay, so the normal numbering convention for Lorcana, because I'm sure some people have never really thought about it or noticed, it's alphabetical by character and then alphabetical by actions and then items and then locations. And that's how they make up the numbers. Now it's all over the place. Like you've got Vanellope is number like 7 where she shouldn't be. Let me see if I can pull it up. You've got Taffeta at 103 in Ruby, and then you've got Wreck It Ralph as 104, and then you've got a different Taffeta at 114. It's just all over the place. It's not in order. And that's going to drive me and my OCD nuts. And it's going to drive a bunch of people crazy. Because now I'm like, because I always just organized it by card number because that was easiest
Yes.
alphabetically. Um, Now am I going to have to make my own alphabetical version? Because I'd rather just look at the numbers. But if it's out of alphabetical order, it's going to drive me crazy. Um, so I'm hoping that that's like some kind of weird digital AR thing where they're trying to do like it's glitching out because it's the Wreck It Ralph characters and
Yeah.
they're gonna fix it before it's actually printed. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with it, but it's freaking me out.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of the most talked about things today was the numbering of those
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah. It really bothers me.
Now watch them go all rogue and like next set they just mix up all the colors too with the numbering.
Oh Lord. That would that would kill me. They did say that it was intentional. I did see that Rochelle said that it was intentional on a tweet somewhere. So they're doing something, but what? I don't know. I mean, they are a puzzle company, so maybe it's just like another puzzle, and it'll like spell something out if you put them in the right order or something. But I don't know, because so far it's there is no rhyme or reason. It's not
Yeah.
cost. It's not sub names. It's not lore value. It's just all over the place.
Yeah, that was odd. I don't know. I guess we'll find out as the weeks, the days go on.
I
So
hope so.
looking at everything that's come out so far, do you have one card that stands out to you, whether it be art, how the card plays, that you're just like dying to put into a deck?
Let me take a look back.
Art wise, I'm just gonna say right at the bat, I love Bruni. I was super pumped to see the art on that is so cool. Kendall Hale did an awesome job with that card.
Hmm.
Got a lot of good art again. I mean, not to be surprised there. I
Yeah,
honestly, I excitement wise, I definitely am most excited though for the Donald Duck card.
mm, I would say mine actually might be Merlin so far. I mean, again, as a person that enjoyed Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom,
Yeah.
he is my leader. um, because I just in general love Merlin, but that art is cool. That ability is cool. Being able to search any card, that's gonna be bonkers broken. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna be expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we're already seeing, I feel like every set so far has had like 2 to 3 legendaries that are just like $50 to $60 at this point.
Hmm.
Like, look at Diablo now. I mean, that just continues to go up.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm curious to see, will it already be one of that card that we're seeing that it is at? Elsa the Fifth Spirit in Amethyst is awesome. I love the art on that. I think that's the same art that we see on the cover of the one Lorcana. Was that the Trove that might had it? That just
Yeah.
looks awesome. And yeah, really excited to see what they're going to do with all the Rick Ralph characters. If we're going to get more than we're already seeing, I'm assuming we'll probably get more. Maybe an enchanted for one of these characters too. You think we'll see that here?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if anything specifically stands out as like a enchanted.
I mean, I'm thinking we're going to get a Vanellope enchanted. I just because she's all over the packaging too.
I could see the Great Illuminary getting
Oh, that
enchanted.
makes
If
sense. Yeah.
if a location is getting enchanted, I would say it's got to be the Great Illuminary. I mean, how could you not?
Yeah, that would make total sense. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that would almost be a lock. Like just looking at the ones
Hmm.
we have, that's probably the biggest lock so far.
Yeah.
I honestly would lock in Donald Duck at this time. It's probably the third set I've said that. But like seriously, it's how many times can you not give him an enchanted?
Yeah, he's been passed on a lot.
This is probably his best, like as far as abilities, I think this is his best card that he's had come out so far.
Hmm.
So maybe it's time, hopefully.
Yeah. I'd like to see him as a knight just covered in pies as,
Yeah.
as his enchanted, just all pie except for like the eyes and the beak.
That would be great. I mean, I'm actually just curious in general, like what way they're going to go with the enchantments this time. Because they've had like a rhyme or reason the last couple sets too. And now this
Mm.
seemingly has somewhat of like a lighter tone for this set. So I kind of wonder how they'll do that.
Yeah, I am. I loved the lights in the darkness of the last one, but I would love to see more bright, cheery, happy enchanted. Just because, like, that's my personal color palette. I like lime
Yeah.
green. Like, I am a bright and friendly, cheery type of person, and I would like to see some fun on these cards because it looks like they are having fun with this food fight.
Yeah, no, I think that would be cool. Imagine we just get like one of those enchanted sets where they all go together and just like Donald throwing pies on one end and you got like someone else on the other end. That would be cool, honestly. We got like some
Yeah.
giant food fight enchanted set. Maybe.
Hmm.
And just like looking over the highlights that they noted, we'd see you got crew from Wreck-It Ralph and Disney's Frozen 2, including the elemental spirits. So we do have some hints there of other characters that we'll probably be seeing in this set too.
Hmm.
Any characters you think that we are definitely going to see in this set?
I'd definitely think more Ralph, more Vanellope. I mean, that's just a given. Anybody else that I think that we have to see this set? Definitely King Candy.
Hmm.
Definitely Felix. I mean, how could we not get Felix in this?
Oh yeah. I mean,
I mean,
Felix
we
makes
need more
sense.
Mickey. We always need more Mickey.
Yeah, we gotta assume one Mickey is a given per set,
Yeah.
I would assume. Felix would make sense here too, because he does fix things. So obviously
Hmm.
we just had a party that got crashed, probably needs some cleaning up too. So yeah, Felix, I think for sure we'll see in there. Trying to think anyone from Moana that we haven't seen yet. Maybe a Tafiti card.
Oh, that would be cool. I keep saying that we need like a Tafiti that like shifts around between the Tafitis where like you just like pop one in, you pop one out, like the bounce package, but
Hmm.
like specifically with Tafiti, and you've got to have like an item card that's like the heart of Tafiti that like changes their back and forth.
That would be cool.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think this will be the Darkwing Duck set. This is the one I always hope for. I don't see it coming here. Just don't think it fits from what we're currently seeing.
No, he's not as bright and cheery,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I would be excited to see Darkwing Duck too.
Yeah, I kind of thought maybe like you got to assume soon we'll be getting Launchpad, Darkwing, maybe
Hmm.
more cat because it feels like we did all that Disney afternoon stuff for like one set and
Hmm.
then it just dropped right off. I thought it would like maybe continue a little bit, like, oh, here's little crumbs along the way, but we got
Hmm.
all that DuckTales stuff and there was like nothing in Ursula's Return, which I get because of what kind of said it was, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I would love some Gizmo Duck, some Darkwing. Yeah, give me more ducks. Just give me one set that's just ducks.
that would be great. Do a whole duck. You definitely can
Yeah,
do a whole duck set.
do like a duck hunt set where it's just like an in between like set 6 and 7. Just it's a mini set, 60 cards. It's all ducks.
I'm in. I would totally buy it. And then Donald is a guaranteed enchanted, or somehow will still be left out. We'll see. Um, but looking at what we currently have, it does look like we have a lot of exciting stuff coming up here over the next couple months. A lot to look forward to, a lot to uncover over these next few weeks, I'm sure. Because I feel like we didn't get too many articles today. I only saw like maybe two. Did you see a lot of
I
articles today
know
about it?
I know Chip and Co had one.
I
I
saw
read through
Polygon.
theirs. Yeah, I was gonna say I saw Polygon. I don't remember who else I saw. I know that I saw those two, but I didn't really go looking for anybody else.
Yeah, because I feel like last time, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought like usually each article will kind of have like its own little exclusive they'll put out. And I don't think we got that as much today, except the Racers was from an article, right? I don't remember them doing that during the Lorecast.
I think those just came from the resource kit because I when the first break for the Lorecast happened, I went into the resource pages and then just downloaded everything that they had, saw what was new, and reposted it.
Nice. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens over these next few weeks. Curious to see what they'll do as far as the Enchanted reveals too. I know last time I feel like we got those a little bit sooner than we have before. I wonder if they're going to
Which I'm
continue
very
on that
thankful
way.
for.
Yeah, I like that too. I mean, especially because how many times now those first couple sets they're completely spoiled as soon as they go overseas. It gets
Mm-hmm.
them a little bit before we did seemed, and they were
Yep.
just completely spoiled every time.
Yep. I mean, if it were another situation like Gen Con where they get it a week early before anybody else has a chance to open it, I think that that would be cool to do another like Enchanted Seeker thing the way that they did at first Gen Con. But that's definitely not happening. Um, yeah, it's nice seeing them officially, the Enchanted officially before they get leaked because some of those leaked photos, I tell you
They're
what,
bad.
it's
Yeah,
awful. Like I love getting new info, but not that way.
yeah,
I don't
they are bad.
I don't need a potato quality picture taken on somebody's Razor phone from 2006. Like we can do better than that, guys.
I agree. I definitely like the way they did it this time. Lets you prepare a little bit too to see what you're hunting for, and maybe even if you're trying to get early deals on things like pop up, it's not a terrible way to look for. Um, one other thing I see wonder too, now that this is really going to be coming out with D23, a lot of times when we see in London, they always have these big release events where they get some of the artists out there, they sign at some of the Disney stores. So I wonder if we'll kind of see that now at D23 too. Maybe they'll bring some of the artists in for that.
I hope so. I'm still shocked that none of the artists have popped up at any of the challenge events. I mean,
Yeah.
they have so many artists. Like it's at least over 200 because that was last time I counted, it
Yeah.
was like in the 200s. How are they not just grabbing people just like, "Oh, you did a card. All right, well, come to this convention." Like,
Right.
that
And I
just
mean,
seems
I feel especially in California, I see a few of the California
mhm.
artists. I feel like it's almost every other week they're either at a comic book shop, a card store, signing. How do you not bring those guys in just to like do something for release days?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
we see it all overseas all the time, I feel like.
Yeah. Like every new set they get an artist at the Disney store in London. Yeah. I want something near me. I need one of those posters. I need those signed posters. They're so cool.
Yes. Yeah, those are great. I don't think have we gotten those at all here yet? I don't remember seeing them anywhere yet.
feel like some of them have to have been somewhere, but I can't recall offhand. The only ones that I have are ones that people have sent me, because otherwise I would have none of them, and I'm obsessed with them and I need them.
I know. As soon as I saw Alice Pizzoni put one out, and I
Mhm.
messaged her like right away. I'm like, hey, any chance you have any extras of these when you come to Miami? She's like, yeah, I'll bring you one. So I am pumped for that. Like I'm dying to get that
Yeah.
poster. Especially her Sorcerer Mickey that she did for the last set, Ursula's
Hmm.
Return. It's one of my favorite cards that have come out so far art wise.
Oh
And if
yeah.
you didn't know, PSA Magazine put out um that art as kind of like a chase. So there are three or four. Did you see these yet? Where
I
it's
saw
like
them. I didn't count them. I knew that I wanted them and that I couldn't get it, and I was like, I don't need to look at it because I'm not going to get it, but I need it.
I grabbed one. I found the regular, which is actually my favorite one, just the full out of the Sorcerer Mickey that she did for the past set, Ursula's Return, for like $20. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get that just to get it
That's
signed in
not bad.
general and frame it because it looks great.
Yeah.
But then you could have got two alternate versions of it. One of those was also that Sorcerer Mickey, but it had a gold border around it. And then
Ooh.
on top of that, there was a third variant, which was Nicholas Cole's Brave Little Tailor as a full art, which I think was out of 1,000 that you can get. So that was really cool he did that. I was surprised to see that, and those are already going for like ridiculous hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
But it's cool that now they're integrating to some of those other publications.
Yeah, that is really cool. I saw those and I was like, I want it. I need it. I don't have a subscription. I don't know where to find it. Okay, I don't need it that bad.
Yeah, I went right to eBay. I'm like, yeah, like I'm not gonna buy a subscription to this, but I totally want this. I was like, I was pumped. I was surprised $20. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'm
No, I
shocked
was
at how low that
shocked.
is. I may have to go searching now.
Yeah, I mean, you can get the common version of it, which to me, honestly, like other than Nicholas Cole's, because I love that Brave Little Tailor art, but I actually like the regular version than the gold border version, just because I like the full art view of it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know, I was pumped. I thought it was just really cool that they were got to be a part of that. So really excited to see that come out too.
Yeah, that is really cool. I'm gonna have to find one and bring it to Miami too. That sounds like a
Yeah,
good plan.
totally worth it. Yeah, I know we keep talking about Miami too a few times here. There are so many artists. If anyone's in the area or thinking about coming out, Miami TCG
So many
Con is going
artists.
to be incredible. So if you're looking to get some sketches done on your cards, just getting cards signed, if you have a favorite Lorcana artist, they're likely there because
Yeah.
they it's like they have almost every big artist going to this
I
event.
feel like he's adding new people constantly. Like
Yeah.
every time that like I see him post something, I'm just like, oh, a new person. Okay, let me just buy 50 of those cards so that I can get them signed. Not 50, but
Well, maybe it is 50. You gotta but there's just so many artists coming to this. I think last I said like 25 plus. But yeah, I mean, it's a great event if you want a one-stop shop to get some cards signed because I feel like you really don't get too many of them traveling, especially like in the Northeast area.
Mhm.
I see them a lot in California. I've seen some in Florida too, but haven't seen like anything out here anyway. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it was so much fun last year too. Like just it's so much fun. So much fun hanging out with the faces, and it's the same thing as Atlanta Challenge for me. I mean, it was just meeting people, seeing people. It's a great time.
That's awesome. So was it just meet and greets? Did they have like tournaments or there or anything too? Just like give people an idea what to expect.
They did have tournaments. I'm assuming that they're going to do tournaments again this year. Um, they also had some other panels. I know that he's got my brain is blanking. The voice actress for not Isabella. What's the cousin that hears
Oh,
well?
I did see that. I don't I don't remember offhand, but I
For
did see
Encanto
that she
being
was
one of my
coming.
favorite movies,
I
you'd
know,
think I
me
could
too.
remember a name, but Dolores. I
Yes.
had to think about it because I knew it was part of the. Have you met Dolores? I'm going to be able to say yes, I have met Dolores. So it's he's got a bunch of vendors around. It's fantastic, great time. Cosplayers just walking around.
Yeah, and that'll be October 5th and 6th at the Miami Airport Convention Center. I think we'll probably have maybe a guy or so from Miami TCG Con on soon too to kind of talk about things a little bit more in depth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that is going to be a fun event for sure. I've never been to Miami too. How is it?
Uh, you know, to be honest, I didn't explore Miami at all. I'm not an explorer. I didn't explore Atlanta at all. I went to my hotel and then I went to the convention and then I went back to my hotel and then I left.
I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out. We'll see. I'm an Orlando person. I just like going to Disney World. That's about all I do. I feel like when
Yeah,
I travel.
I am an Orlando person. I know my way around Orlando, but that's because it's close. It feels friendly and local to me.
Yeah.
I'm an anxious person in general. Traveling and exploring and sightseeing is not my bag.
Well, still exciting things coming up. We've got a couple more challenge events coming up soon too. So curious to see if they'll evolve any more with that. I feel like they really did situate things, not to go too much into Chicago, but it really did seem like they made a big difference from Atlanta to
Mhm.
Chicago too, of how things were handled. So that was
Yeah,
good to see.
yeah. I definitely loved seeing that the players got like they had goals to meet with the points. Like if you
Yeah.
got 20 points, then you got so many tickets. I think it was 9 maybe, but that's still really good. Because I mean, I would have stayed and played at least another round if it had been the same case when I was there. Um, but they're definitely improving. They're definitely taking those constructive criticisms and doing better. Um, yeah, Chicago looked amazing.
Yeah, it was good to see how quickly they adapted. I know we heard a lot of it. So how hard, like if you say you went 2-0 in a round, how many points did you get for a 2-0 win? Was it 1 point per win or how did that work out?
2-0 is 7, right?
Okay,
So I think one win is 3, 0 is 0. And if you 2-0'd, then you got 7 points.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and then it looks like next up in we have Fort Worth, Texas in July 20th, 21st. Then they move over to Canada in the US anyway. And then Las Vegas, which I think a lot of people will be going to, it seems, and Seattle. So yeah, really curious to see where we're going to get to for Vegas and Seattle, where those are going to be at. I'm really going to try and get to one of them. I'm kind of hoping Vegas.
Mm.
We'll see.
I could be talked into Texas if other people were going, but I don't foresee it happening for me.
I put myself on the wait list for Texas just in case.
Mhm.
But like I don't think it's going to happen. I got on pretty late too.
For an attendee badge or for the
Just attendee, yeah.
okay.
So who knows? Maybe they'll come through. But yeah, now like how they changed it, I would kind of want to do a competitor badge just because of the ticket situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say the new way that they're doing the competitor makes sense to me. Like I would have stayed in the competition longer than I had. I mean, I still would have wanted to drop so that I could draft because I wanted to
Yeah.
draft anyways, but I would have stayed in at least another round or two.
Yeah, no, I think the way they're doing it now is great. We saw a lot more people picking up those Cinderella playmats over the past weekend too. It seemed like a lot more attainable to pick up the Rapunzel and Cinderella promos. So that was good to see. I mean, especially if you're
Mhm.
going there and really the events aren't super cheap if you're paying for the ticket too on top of it. So it's good to see they made it a little bit more accessible.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely good to see. They're definitely making improvements and going as they go, you know?
Yeah. Was there anything you saw people still kind of getting on about with Chicago that they're hoping would change for Texas? I don't see too many complaints with Chicago.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't really see many complaints from Chicago either. A lot of people seemed like they had a really great time.
No, that's good. And I think it's just going to continue to improve. Hopefully next time we'll start seeing stuff of that. Well, that was the other thing. So we didn't hear anything else about like the challenges and that stuff today. Were you surprised when you get any of that information? Any more updates on that type of stuff?
No, there was again Rochelle's personal Twitter. If you're not following Rochelle's Twitter, you should consider it. She had mentioned in one of her tweets that they were not going to discuss any of that stuff in the
Okay.
Lorecast today, any of the worlds or regionals or any of that stuff. So, I mean, I would have liked to have seen it, but I'm not surprised that it didn't happen just because we knew ahead of time that it wasn't going to happen. But I definitely would love to see some info on some of those events, the fan events, stuff like that, because
Yeah,
it would be really convenient to plan ahead of time for travel purposes. But
totally. Yeah.
Ravensburger, keep it close to the chest. You know, they give us information when they want to give us information.
Yeah, no, and I know a lot of people are talking about that. There's also a lot of speculation and hope that they were going to announce an online client Did that surprise you at all that we didn't hear anything about that or any just like reference to it?
No, not at all. I don't think that they're ever going to talk about an online client. I think internally there's enough people that specifically don't want an online client that I don't foresee it happening anytime soon. I'd love for there to be an online client because
Yeah.
I find it hard to go to League most of the time.
Hmm.
And I I snuck in games at work sometimes. Playing the old client that was
Yep.
available.
Absolutely.
Um, so I'm a little bit sad that it's going away and that there's not an official one, but I don't expect an official one anytime soon now.
And I honestly hope you're wrong. I hope we do get one. I don't think
I
we
hope
won
I'm
though.
wrong too.
I really don't.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like I think if something was going to happen soon and they saw like all the uproar, there would have just been like, oh, and by the way, in the near future, coming, something's coming. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think we're gonna see or hear about anything like that anytime soon.
No, we would have already. Because I mean, we heard about it when they were developing an internal system, whatever that
Yeah.
ends up being. We're thinking it's probably something to do with Melee, or did they say that it was explicitly internal and that it wasn't client facing at all? Anyways,
Yeah.
there was some project that was somewhere. We would have heard about it if it were happening. It's not happening.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and if it is happening, maybe they'll just like surprise us one day and go like, "Oh, live today," and who knows? I could see
That
that though,
would be
them totally
incredible.
doing it. I could see them doing it like that though.
Mm.
I don't know, but I guess we'll see what happens. A lot of exciting things going on. Again, Shimmering Skies will be
Shimmering
coming out
Skies.
August 9th. We got a lot of cool things coming on with that. We'll be seeing some reveals, I'm sure, over the next few weeks as well. Cameron will be on top of that. And I'll just be retweeting his and like reposting his stuff because he just is on top of it, and I can't be on top of it. I don't know how you do it, honestly.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I do my best.
Yeah, you do an awesome job, and I know the community loves you for it for sure. Man, everyone looks for it. It's gotta feel cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was nice hearing in Atlanta several people be like, "You're the guy with the reveals," and I was like, "I am." What? Yeah, it's nice because
No,
it,
that's
it
really
is a
cool.
lot of work.
No, yes, it absolutely is. I don't know. I think like I told you the last time, like when the reveal started for Ursula's Return, I'm like, I got the first five, and then I'm like, all right, this is too much. I'm done. And then I just start reposting your stuff because it's easier.
Yeah. I was gonna say most people on Instagram. I mean, I gave up on Twitter because originally I was not the fastest person on Twitter. Now
Yeah.
I'm just still not on Twitter just because I'm not a fan of Twitter in general. Um, but I am the fastest on Instagram, so that's something.
No, absolutely. And it's funny you said about Twitter too, because I like to read Twitter, but I don't like to post on Twitter. And I never really looked into the Lorcana area of Twitter. But I feel like
Mhm.
the Lorcana area of Twitter is actually extremely active, much more than I thought.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Lorcana section of Twitter is pretty fun. I'm not a fan of the way Twitter in general runs, like the app, the website, the
Yeah.
way that it I prefer pretty pictures and less reading. So I don't really do Twitter.
No, I hear you. All right. Well, Shimmering Skies again, August 9th releases. Walt Disney World, Disneyland, all the Disney places, except possibly parks. And local gaming stores across August 23rd is the mass market retailer release and on DisneyStore.com. So really excited to see what they have in store for us over these next 6 weeks or so. Sure, we'll be seeing a lot of good reveals out there and maybe some surprises along the way. It'd be cool to get some things that none of us are expecting, hopefully. Cameron, thanks for giving us all the insight today as well and joining us on another episode of our show, The Lorcana Hobbyists. This was episode 4. Hey, I think maybe we'll have video for this one too. We'll hope. And
Hopefully,
if it's
it's the
not, I'm
one
going to
time
cut
that I'm
this
not
part.
wearing a Disney shirt. I'm just wearing a blue. It's actually from my old hometown in Michigan.
There you go. This is like it's somewhat of a Disney shirt. It's like one of those Uniqlo shirts where it's just like the tiny Mickey in the corner.
we
But yeah,
ran to we ran to Disney Springs and went into Uniqlo today. I got
I
to get
love
more shirts
Uniqlo.
there. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they have great
Uniqlo is
shirts and they're
great.
like nice and soft. Prices
Hmm.
went up a lot there. Like I
Yeah, I
remember
was
these
gonna
shirts used to
say
be
it's
like 15 bucks. Now
it's a
they're like
bit
what,
pricey.
25 now, or it was a lot.
Yeah. 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 I
I don't
don't
know
get
what
many
happened
when I
there.
go there.
I was like, I used to get shirts there all the time. We're gonna go off another tangent here. We got to go for it. But like, I used to love Uniqlo. It was like super cheap. I remember when they first came in, all the Disney shirts were 14.98, and me and my wife used to be like, wow, this is so much cheaper than buying shirts in the parks.
Mhm.
And they were like super high quality. Now they're like super expensive out of nowhere.
Yeah. 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 Just like everything at Disney, it just
True.
it
Just
keeps
goes up.
kind of going up.
Just goes up.
It's noticeable as a local. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm going back down there another week or so. We should totally like try and play a game while I'm down there too.
We should go
Yeah,
to
I'll have
the
to,
Japan section of Epcot.
could do
I feel
that.
like that's always my favorite section. So,
And then I don't know. I love that new section they put out by like Walt statue, where it's like all
mhm.
that stuff over to the left side. There's just so much room. Did you check out Communicore Hall yet?
I have not yet. No, I need to. I gotta go back. We've been busy with the weekends. We've gone to other parks, but I need to go check out the new stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
that's cool.
always hesitant to check out the new stuff just because there's crowds, and I
Yeah.
don't like crowds. I'll get it checked out eventually, but I'm not one of those first few weeks type of people.
Yeah, I hear you. I am. I just like seeing it. I hate the lines though, but like I love to like see it right away. I had to
Mhm.
do it for Tron. We're gonna be there on opening day for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So I'll
Mhm.
probably end up waiting in 3 hours for that when my kids are like really aggravated. But they do want to see it too. So it's not like I'm making them do it.
Well, that's
But
good at least.
yeah, I would never do that. Like that is, I remember having to do that when I was little and waiting in lines, and like I hated that. It was the worst. But yeah, another tangent.
Another
Good way to
tangent.
end. Good way to end the show. This was like the show of tangents. But hey, I think it was entertaining, but that might just be me.
I hope it's entertaining. I mean,
I
I was
hope so.
entertained.
Yeah, I think it went super fast. We've been doing this already for like what, over an hour, and I feel like it's been over an hour.
Have we been an hour? Oh,
I
geez.
don't know. Shimmering Skies.
Tangents.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Maybe we'll be back on next week, maybe the week after. Again, we try and do this bi-weekly. Sometimes it goes on a little bit sooner than that. But appreciate everyone for coming out, listening to us, watching on YouTube if you watch it there. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys all soon. Welcome back to the Lorcana Hobbyists. I am the
On that prize card until I win it for myself.
Yeah, no, me too. I know it's kind of been making the rounds over the last week or so, trying to stay, I guess just trying something different for every trove.
Because that is how I keep my whole collection. They're all in just